Welcome back to Living Local. It's Thursday, so it's time to check in with Movie Mike for what's new in theaters and streaming. Mike Schultz, of course, arts editor for the River Cities Reader, joins us in studio again today. Mike, thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
All right, so let's start with a couple of ones we had mentioned last week here. Your reviews of, first off, the new Billy Crystal movie that came out. That we hadn't kind of came out of nowhere, at least we thought.
Seriously, yeah, it just kind of arrived.
If I read your review right, this is the first time he's been in a major picture since 2012.
It's been 9 years. He's had like tiny little cameo things here and there, but first kind of major role.
And?
Yeah, I wish we waited a little longer. Yeah, this one, oh, it was so disappointing. I really wanted to like this because Billy Crystal's an icon. He's wonderful, except he's kind of doing the same shtick that he's been doing now for 40 years, and it's getting a little exhausting. At least in this one, he plays a New York City comedy writer, kind of a legend in New York, who meets up with Tiffany Haddish. She bids on him at an auction, and they become friends. He's also suffering, though, from dementia, and hasn't told the people at work about it, hasn't told his kids about it. And Tiffany Haddish's character, she's a street singer, is the only one he trusts, and it's kind of the story of their friendship. Sounds nice, sounds lovely. Tiffany Haddish, great in the movie. Doesn't get a lot of funny things to say, but she's a funny presence, and she's in character, and she's terrific. But the movie's got some problems. One is that Billy Crystal plays a character, you know movies are in trouble when every character in a movie just keeps talking about how great this guy is, and how funny, and how sweet, and so it becomes a little bit oppressive where it's like, I get it, you're cute and you're Billy Crystal and you're fine. Too much of that, and too much stuff where he works at kind of a Saturday Night Live type of sketch comedy series. There's nothing funny about any of those clips. Movies can't get that right, ever. I mean, why is it so hard to show funny people working to be funny? So it was a bummer, I thought. But loved it for Tiffany Haddish.
Okay.
She was great.
So if you were really waiting for Billy Crystal's return, this was a little bit of a swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on for that one.
Right.
Next up was our animated feature that was opening last week, Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yes.
This is a Disney movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how do we feel
it's
about
it? It's fine. I was heartened because I saw it with a pretty packed audience, safely packed.
Yeah, there were a bunch of kids.
But a lot of kids, and they seem to have a good time, and that's who it's for. So, wonderful. Have a blast.
You were just hoping it was a little.
I just hoped it was a little more interesting. Yeah, it's about warring factions set in this kind of world that's basically Southeast Asia, but it's not.
There's a desert there.
It's very strange. And so there are 5 factions that all broke up a long time ago because they wanted to control a dragon, and they killed all the dragons, and now they're looking for these shards of crystal to get the dragons back and to save the people. And it's just kind of, I mean, I've seen it before, and it's really repetitive, but it's beautifully animated. It's not as funny as I wanted, but you do have Awkwafina playing the dragon.
Right.
She's a blast, even when, just like with Tiffany Haddish, even when her material isn't great, she's still pretty funny. So I'm glad families had a good time. I've seen better. So didn't hate it.
It's a good animated movie, not a great one.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's get to our new stuff coming out this week. The first one here is called Those Who Wish Me Dead. When I looked this up, it's actually based on a book, but what probably will stick out to you if you're just looking at this, it has Angelina Jolie in it, too. It
does, yeah, absolutely. Looks kind of interesting. Yes, this is the story of a smoke jumper in Montana, one of the wildlife
preservation. I had to look up what that is.
Yeah, me too, actually. But she helps put out wildfires. But she runs into a child who's there, you see, running through the woods. The child has witnessed a murder and is now being tracked by the killers to kill him as well. So he winds up going with Angelina Jolie to the tower where he should be safe. But the killers track them down and start a massive forest fire in Montana to literally smoke them out. And so you've got, killers on the loose, and you've also got a rampaging wildfire all at once. So yeah, it could be fun, but it's directed by Taylor Sheridan, who wrote Sicario and Hell or High Water. I mean, some really good thrillers. And could be kind of fun. It's also debuting on HBO Max tomorrow.
One of those movies as well.
In the theater.
Okay. Last but not least, here our horror type of entry here today.
Sorry, buddy. Yeah.
Spiral? Is that what we're talking about?
Sure, why not?
This was the one. No. Or are we talking about Army of the Dead? Which one are we talking about? Let's do Army of the Dead first. Tell me about that one.
Okay, excellent. Yes, Army of the Dead. This is stars Dave Bautista from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, of course. He plays a mercenary who, along with another team, is set to rob this huge casino in Las Vegas and run off with scores of millions of dollars. One little problem.
Oh, yes.
Zombie apocalypse. One little problem. So Vegas is overrun by zombies, and so they have to get the money while trying to stay alive and not get their brains eaten, I guess, by director Zack Snyder, who of course has become famous for doing Superman and Batman and Justice League. But his best movie, I'm convinced to date, is still his remake of Dawn of the Dead in 2004. And so now he's getting back into zombie mode. So I'm on board. Should mention it's at the theater tomorrow, and it starts on Netflix a week from tomorrow.
Okay.
So, yeah,
both
plenty
in
of
theater
options
and streaming.
Yeah.
Now we'll do Spiral.
Okay.
We'll get to the latest Saw movie here.
Yeah,
I forgot
not?
this. I thought this was last year, but then obviously it was, and then it got pushed ahead.
Yeah.
Because this is one that has Chris Rock in it, right?
It does.
Okay.
I've been seeing the preview for this for ages. It feels because
it was on last year, yeah. Because
Exactly.
I was like, oh, that movie never came out.
It was sad, but it's a Saw movie. It is the 9th Saw movie, if you can believe it. This is not actually about Jigsaw, the killer from the other ones. It's about a Jigsaw copycat who is on the loose. Chris Rock plays a detective who is trying to solve this latest series of really uber-violent puzzles. Samuel L. Jackson is on hand as his dad, a former cop. But yes, it's going to be, torture all over the place once again, I guess. But, Chris Rock is trustworthy, and Samuel L. Jackson's
I think this is
great.
Interesting that he's in this,
Going for his horror phase
now.
Dark, just enough of this stand-up comedy. I want to get scared. So
mix things up.
All right.
There we go. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'll give
You'll
it a shot.
see how it goes.
Yes, you won't be there, I know.
All right, Mike, thank you, as always. Okay, in review, movies already out here today, Raya and the Last Dragon, our new ones, Those Who Wish Me Dead, Army of the Dead, and Spiral. You could, of course, always read Mike's movie reviews inside the latest River Cities Reader on stands everywhere and online at rcreader.com. And for more information on today's movies, just head over to ourquadcities.com.